Hi, I want to testify tonight about Jesus being the King of Kings. Many years ago, in the beginning of all my missionary trips, I went to a country with a team and we had a wonderful time there and we ministered there for a month and a half, and then I had to fly alone to another country. But during that time in the first country, I got word from the people that I was going to next, that the pastor and his wife and his family were all deported out of the country due to their faith. And I started trying to make contact with the church in that specific country, and I couldn't get communication through, and my ticket was booked. It was a few days before I had to fly. Eventually it ended up that I made the decision to still go, and my team dropped me at the airport, the international airport of that country, and I was fearful. I was so afraid. I didn't know what I was going into. I didn't know if they got my communication that I'm on my way. Will they fetch me from the airport, which is 700 to 800 kilometers away from the town where they lived. So I stood at the airport after my team left me, so fearful, so saying, God, why are you allowing me in this situation? Why do you always take me alone, and being alone on missions and all that stuff? And while I was so fearful, standing there, and I was trying to blend in, all of a sudden, in my fearful state and crying out to God, I experienced a presence next to me, right here, and it was a tall presence, and immediately I knew it was Jesus. I just sensed in my heart it was Jesus, and he said to me, Nikki, I am the King of Kings. I am the highest authority in this place. Walk with me. The moment he said those words to me, I immediately felt his authority. I immediately was set free from all my fears, from all my doubt, from all my worries, and those fears, worries, and doubt fell off me like a heavy cloak. It just fell off me. I was free completely. And he said to me, walk with me. And as I started giving steps, I didn't know where to go. It was a country where I couldn't read the language. I didn't understand the language. And I started walking, and then I saw a vision. You know, when you watch cartoons and you want to want to indicate that this little figure or this little man wants to run, so they draw these lines behind him, indicating that there is movement or wind. And in my vision, as I was walking into this further into this airport, I saw these lines weaving around all the people in the airport, and it was just flowing like a river between all the people. And Jesus said to me, Nikki, my presence is everywhere. My spirit is everywhere, even next to the most corrupt person in this place. Now, just before we entered the airport, we were forced to pay money in a situation, and it rattled me completely. And we didn't do anything wrong. It was just a corrupt situation, and I was rattled. And here Jesus said to me, my presence is everywhere, even next to the most corrupt person in this place. Walk with me. So I started to walk with Jesus in that uncertain circumstance. And I said, God, I don't know where to go. And right from the opposite direction of the airport, far away, a man started coming towards me, looking me in the eyes, looking straight towards me, walking straight towards me. And he came up right to me. He didn't speak to anybody else. He just came right up to me, and he said to me in English, which was a miracle, because we were there for a month and a half and nobody could speak English to us except our translators. And he said to me, do you know where to go? Can I help you? In English. And I said, yes, please. And I showed him my ticket. I said, please help me. I need to go to the right desk. He took me to the desk. He spoke to the person, and they processed my ticket and my visa and everything. And he said to me, come and sit. He took me to a line next to the windows where there were chairs, and he said, please sit down here. If you see people pass you by in this passage, just follow them. It will be your flight. So I sat there, and this man, he turned around and he walked, and he just disappeared among the people. He didn't speak to anybody else. He just disappeared. I sat there for 2 hours. I didn't see him again. I didn't see him help any other person. And so I've been wondering, I think one day when I go to heaven, I will ask God, was that an angel that you sent to me? But that is another story. But what I've learned that day is Jesus said to me, Nikki, I'm the King of Kings. I am the highest authority in this place. Walk with me. And I want to encourage you today that God's presence is mighty. He is the King of Kings. He is the highest authority in any situation. Walk with Him. And His presence is everywhere, even next to the most corrupt person in a place, or the most severe and dangerous situation. His presence is there. So I want to encourage you, build relationship with the Father, build relationship with Jesus, and build relationship with the Holy Spirit. It is amazing to have a life with God and to experience Him being alive. He is alive, and nobody can tell me that He is not alive, because I've had these experiences with Him, and it was not my imagination. I cannot set me free from fear. I cannot become free like this by myself and be free from anxieties and fears and doubts. It was godly. It was a miracle. So if you would like to have more testimonies like this, please subscribe and follow the link on this page. And may you be blessed and have a wonderful evening.